cita-cita pasti akan terhasil. Ayo kita semua menuju kejayaan. Waktu kita berjalan, bersediakah kita? Nak tunggu apa lagi? Mari berjaya bersama di Impak.
Riva, pernah dengar tak program 4SPM? Program 4SPM? Program intervensi meningkatkan pencapaian aspirasi kecemerlangan 4SPM. Program 4SPM dah kembali. Program apa tu? Program ni untuk membantu pelajar tingkatan 5 macam kita semua, cara untuk skor markah dan cara untuk jawab soalan dengan mudah. Program ni percuma tau. Wah, macam mana nak join? Boleh scan QR code yang tertera atau tekan link yang disediakan, ataupun boleh juga layari laman sisawang yayasan impak.my. Jom daftar Impak SPM.
Jom mendaftar dalam program Impak SPM Sesi 2024-25 untuk dapatkan manfaat bersama. Boleh hubungi admin Anas untuk sebarang maklum balas atau pertanyaan. Jangan lupa follow, like dan subscribe social media Yayasan Impak.
Apakah konsep program Impak SPM?
Program virtual atau online yang berlangsung setiap malam Selasa dan Khamis.
Program bersemuka yang diadakan secara bersasar melalui pilihan JPN dan PCB. Program hybrid di mana kita boleh saksikan program banker secara online di mana-mana sahaja kita berada. Dan juga program pasca bimbingan daripada guru cemerlang secara terus dan juga haluan bimbingan selepas SPM. Program 4SPM ada berapa subjek? Ada bahasa Melayu dan sejarah, Inggeris, Mathematics,
Pendidikan Islam dan Sains.
Kalau program 4SPM, apa yang menarik? Apa yang menarik? Kawan-kawan berpeluang untuk memenangi hadiah bertuah. Contohnya daripada kehadiran yang penuh, kuis online, nombor pendaftaran dan banyak lagi. Dan juga nota dan latihan yang dapat diakses di e-portal iaitu Moodle secara percuma hanya dengan mendaftar di program Impak SPM.
Video rakaman secara online juga dapat ditonton secara ulangan di sosial media Yayasan Impak.
Jom apa? Kita semua join
Impak
SPM!
Apa itu Moodle? Dijenamakan sebagai Impak e-portal yang berpaksikan aplikasi digital Moodle iaitu medium media pembelajaran di dalam bentuk website perisian pengurusan pembelajaran. Learning Management Software menyediakan ruang bagi pelajar mendapatkan seberapa banyak nota dan latihan. Membolehkan juga para guru memuat naik nota, latihan, video mengajar, menyimak tugasan, berkongsi jurnal-jurnal elektronik dan sumber-sumber pelajaran yang lain. Kelebihan Moodle 100% percuma untuk pengguna. Aplikasi ini hanya memakan ruang simpanan sebanyak 14 MB sahaja. Boleh diakses secara offline setelah log masuk kali pertama di telefon pintar. Dapat memfokuskan prestasi pelajar mengikut sekolah masing-masing. Nota, latihan dan video pembelajaran boleh diakses bila-bila masa. Sistem pemarkahan latihan secara online mempunyai laporan setiap kehadiran dan aktiviti setiap pelajar. Macam mana nak login? Pertama, mendaftar secara rasmi dengan program Impak SPM, scan QR code atau tekan pada pautan yang disediakan. Kedua, admin akan daftarkan pelajar dalam tempoh 24 jam atau boleh hubungi Anas untuk makluman segera. Ketiga, layari laman sesawang impak.uvoice.com. Keempat, masukkan nombor kad pengenalan atau email yang telah didaftarkan di dalam Google Form dan password Moodle 02. Kelima, selamat datang pengguna Moodle. Sekarang, pelajar sudah boleh membuat turun nota, melihat video ulang siar dan banyak lagi di dalam IMPA e-Portal. Jadi, apa tunggu lagi? Mari sertai kami dalam program IMPA SPM. Mudah, pantas dan bermanfaat. Dengan hanya satu klik, bersama IMPA SPM menuju keputusan SPM yang cemerlang.
Liva, pernah dengar tak program IMPA SPM? Program IMPA SPM? Program intervensi meningkatkan pencapaian aspirasi kecemerlangan. IMPA SPM. Program IMPA SPM dah kembali. Program apa tu? Program ni untuk membantu pelajar 3 kata 5 macam kita semua, cara untuk skor markah dan cara untuk jawab soalan dengan mudah. Program ni percuma tau. Wah, macam mana nak join? Boleh scan QR code yang tertera atau tekan link yang disediakan, ataupun boleh juga layari laman sisawang yayasan impak.my. Jom daftar IMPA SPM.
Jom mendaftar dalam program IMPA SPM sesi 2024-25 untuk dapatkan manfaat bersama. Boleh hubungi admin Anas untuk sebarang maklum balas atau pertanyaan. Jangan lupa follow, like dan subscribe social media Yayasan IMPA.
Hello.
Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Can you hear the surround next to my house?
Oh yeah, I heard. All right.
Okay, so I'm just gonna unmute my mic because otherwise everyone can hear what's going on at the surround.
All right, sure. Okay, do I start now?
Sure.
Right, hi everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good evening. Okay, my name is Madam Wan Hasniza Othman, or my students call me Teacher Jamie. Hello Yenny, Mimi. Okay, I'm currently teaching in Sekolah Menengah Sains Sultan Muhammad Jiwa in Sungai Petani, Kedah. Alright, so I actually can't see how many people are watching because I forgot to turn on my YouTube page. So yeah, I'll just read whatever that's up on this slide. Alright, okay, whatever that is shared by the admin. Okay, and then I'll respond to it. Alright, so today I'm going to share with you a few tips on how we can improve our speaking in terms of the speaking paper. All right, I'm sure if you are in the state of Kedah, we just went through the speaking test. Today is the last day. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, some people say that you can actually do it on another day on Sunday, but in my school, today is the last day. But it doesn't hurt for us to actually recap, all right? How to become better in your speaking, right? So my presentation today, we focus on talk, convince, and score. Okay, I'm going to focus on paper 2, part 2, sorry, and Madam Aiman will focus on part 3. All right, let's start. Okay, speaking test, part 2. Now, do you face any problems while answering part 2 for your speaking exam? Okay, what are your main concerns, problems, or challenges? Okay, write them in the comment box. Okay, when I'm free, I'll take a look at it and then I'll respond to it and maybe we can talk about it further later, all right? Okay, this is the sample question. Not long mid-year exam. Yes, it's true, next week. All right, word meaning problem. All right, is that? Okay, sample question. Okay, your biggest fear. Talk about your biggest fear, what your biggest fear is, why do you feel that way, And what would you do to overcome your fear if it is important for people to face their fear? Why and why not? So this is Kedah SPM Trial 2023 Set 6. Okay, for this particular question, you have 20 seconds to look at the question and 1 minute to talk about it. Now, 20 seconds, is it is it enough for you to actually digest the whole question? It's too short, right? So that's why some students, when they look at the question, they only look at the first and second question. I mean, because you need time to digest the question. So in the end, they are only able to look at the third and fourth question. I mean, the fourth bullet point when they are already speaking, correct? And that's why you see, that's where the problem of you being very inorganized in terms of your speaking come from, because you don't have enough time to look at all the bullet points within the 20 seconds given. All right. This is the sample question. One more. Okay, a family celebration. Talk about a family celebration you had recently. You should say what the event was, what you did there, if you enjoyed yourself, why not, and why family celebrations are important in Malaysia. Now, do you notice something when it comes to all the bullet points? Do you notice something strange about the bullet points in terms of how the question is actually set? Is it confusing? It is, right? It is confusing. You see, the third bullet point, if you enjoyed yourself, it starts with if you enjoyed yourself. All right? And the first one, if it is important for people to face their fear. All right, so this is actually a trap for some of us. So what does it mean? It means that we need to do a lot of practice, because just by reading through it within the 20 seconds, we won't be able to answer fluently, I think, because the question itself is already very confusing. Another reason is because they don't want you to simply read the question and just by reading the question and add a few more words at the back of it, you can already score a point. No, because they don't want that. They want to see if you can really speak English. Right? Next, another question. Okay, talk about an item you lost. You should say what the lost item was. You see, they don't say, what did you lose? They don't say that. They say what the lost item was, when and where you lost the item, how you lost the item, how to prevent from losing an item. All right? Okay, this is the analytical skills. Okay, so what you are going to be assessed on. Okay, grammar, vocabulary, communicative competence, and your overall. Okay, that's what assessor is going to assess. Okay, so in short, this is what you are going to be assessed on. First, grammar, your accuracy. Okay, next, simple and complex pattern, especially sentence, whether or not you are going to use long sentences or every time it's going to be just short. I lost my bicycle. My bicycle is black. My bicycle is made of metal. Is it like that or something very complex? Next, cohesive devices. Okay, in Malay, we call it penanda wacana. Okay, whether or not you can use additionally, other than that, or you can use hence. You can make conclusion by saying in short, okay, or in conclusion, things like that. Number 4, whether or not you have wide range of vocabulary. Okay, having wide range of vocabulary is something very subjective. Okay, you can have wide range of vocabulary when you are speaking about something, but you may not have it when you are speaking about something else. So, wide range of vocabulary here means that at least you have to go through all the topics which you can find in Form 4 and also Form 5. Last but not least, you also have to maintain and develop close conversation with your partner. That is for part 3 especially. But for part 2, you maintain and develop the conversation throughout the 1 minute given. Okay, moving on. Okay, these are the do's and don'ts for speaking part 2. Number 1 is what we call in my league. Okay, choose the points which are in your league. This is very, very important. Okay, for example, if you are asked to talk about a celebration, okay, some people might choose birthday, Eid, Christmas, Chinese New Year. But the most important thing is you have to choose something that you really know. What you really know here means that not just in terms of you've been through it, you celebrate it, but do you know all the jargons, all the words that you want to describe the celebration about? Okay, this is the problem actually among students because they tend to choose topics which they feel close to them. You know, if you have celebrated Hari Raya, they always say that, teacher, I want to talk about Hari Raya. But it turns out that you don't know how to describe Hari Raya. That's the problem. Okay, another example. Okay, if you are talking about your fear, are you going to talk about lizard? Do you know words like slimy? Okay, how do you describe the sound of lizard? Or are you going to talk about cat? You're just going to say that, oh, I don't like cat. Cats have fierce face. I also hate their growling sound. Their fur annoys me. Are you going to say something like that? So, within your language ability, your choice, okay, the choice that you should make is actually you have to focus on your language ability. Do you have the vocab? Okay, another thing is that your first language ability may or may not be similar to English language ability. Some people, for the Malay language, they are like C2. Like they really know all the words, they can talk about anything. But they have to accept the fact that maybe the English language ability is not yet there. So you cannot choose topic by comparing it to your Malay language ability. It's the same as Chinese or other languages. So you have to think in English at the very moment you want to make your decision. Okay? Ability versus what you like. Always choose ability. Do not fall for the trap. All right? Next. Finish your sentence. Okay, finish your sentence. Do not stop abruptly during your test. This is something very common, okay, for students. Okay, especially if their school actually has this ticking clock, which will make sound like like that. If their 1 minute is up, so they will stop abruptly and just keep quiet. No, you can still, as long as you're still at the same point, you proceed to finish the sentence or finish the line. Okay, do not stop abruptly. Okay, next, number 3, identify tenses to use. Okay, you have to plan your story or answer based on your question. You have to know, are you supposed to use past tense, present tense, or model? Okay, is it a story? Are they talking about experience, recount, or are you talking about past memories? So usually, for me, I focus past tense for stories, experience, recount, and memories, Or if you are talking about opinion and fact, we use present tense. And for suggestion, we focus on model. Just use can. You can, you should. Could, should, would. That's what I tell my students. Could, should, would. If they can't remember, I say would, would, would. Would, do. The would. And then they say, oh yeah, teacher, could, should, would. Could, should, would, can, will, too. They say that. All right? Next. Take control of your line. Okay? This is very important. Do not repeat the question. What the last item was? The last item was my phone. Do not repeat the line that is stated in the question. Okay, because I already showed you just now, the question is not set so that it's easy for you to actually just copy the line and just add up a few words. No. Okay, you make mistake. That's the biggest mistake. Okay, this will make your story or answer inorganized. It will be a mess. All right, and you will be stuck, and you'll be like, your brain be thinking, oh, how come this sentence is very weird? Okay, what lost item was, and you'll be like, what lost item was? If I have, it'll be like that, and you waste time. Okay, example, talk about a crime. Already talk about it, and sometimes they ask you to talk about crime, so you talk about the crime and suddenly you read the next bullet, who were involved, and then you got confused. I already said just now who were involved, and then you became like, should I say it again, or like that. So we don't want that. We have to take control of the line or the story that we want to talk about. This one I will teach you later. How do you do that? All right. Next, minimize the fillers. Minimize the fillers. Fillers are words that you utter to fill the gaps from one word to another or from one ideas to another. Some fillers are in form of word and some are just plain sound with no meaning, like do you know any popular fillers used by,
What was it again?
what was it again?
Was it
Apa nama?
what do we call
Apa
that?
nama?
Apa nama?
Apa nama? Yeah, that's one popular filler used by one famous person, our former prime minister. But at least the apa nama has meaning, okay? But our apa nama, this is just like for exam, we cannot use these fillers in our exam, okay? All right. Hi, Teacher Fai. Okay. Okay, just replace fillers with sound of nothing. If you don't know what to say, a better option is just to think first and keep quiet. I promise it won't be awkward because I just heard it today. Okay, one of my students keeps saying ah. Okay, like this. She was saying that my dream vacation go to Korea because so it's very, very distractive. Okay, so it distracts you from listening to the point, and it actually makes it harder for us, the assessor and also the interlocutor, to actually find out what you are trying to say actually. Okay, you can practice this. All right. Okay, now this is the pattern that I was talking about just now. How do you take control of your answer or your story? Number one, okay, the first two lines, it must be your personal story. Okay, the first two lines must be your personal story. How? First, you introduce the topic. Okay, for example, you have like the topic about celebration, so introduce the topic. Number two, relate to personal experience in 2 lines. Okay, when, feeling, describe. This is what you have to do. And you definitely will have to use past tense. So this will give you confidence, okay? After you have taken control of the situation, you have talked about something that belongs to you, your own story. So this will give you confidence. Okay, I will show you the example. Okay, lost item. Talk about an item you lost. Okay, you should say what the lost item was, when and where you lost the item, how you lost the item, how to prevent from losing an item. So you should say, after looking at the question for 20 seconds, something that I lost is my mobile phone. And this is where you relate to your personal experience. Oh, it was a Samsung Z Flip 4 and my father gave it to me. It was blue and quite impressive. Okay, you relate to your personal experience. You put your feeling. You put adjective there. You describe. It was blue and quite impressive. Then only you answer the next question. Okay, let's see one more example. A family celebration. Personal story. Okay, Jivita said, teacher, what it meant by personal story. Okay, Jivita, what I meant when I said personal story is that you make this story, this answer about yourself. Okay, you make this question about yourself because the question asks, talk about an item you lost. What the lost item was, when and where you lost the item, how you lost the item. Okay, when you are about to answer this question, for some of us, we will feel very stressful. We are still thinking, we just have 20 seconds, right? So you just want to start it, you just want to start talking correctly and you want to talk about something safe that you know it's correct. You understand? Like you don't want to make mistake. You don't want to make mistake. You want you want to answer this the lost item. You're still thinking, like, what do I want to talk about? Okay, lost item, my slipper
We
lah.
don't care about the item. We just want you to talk.
Yeah,
Just choose anything.
yeah.
Goodness.
At times you'll be like, I want to talk about slipper lah. I want to talk about this. No, there'll be so many things in your head. When we talk about it, obviously now we say like, oh, I will answer it correctly, but no. During speaking test, there'll be so many things in your head. You'll be like, I want to talk about this, I want to talk about that. And you'll be like very, very berkecamuk. That's what you say. Your brain, we have too many things to talk about. Okay. Something related to yourself. Yes, something related to yourself. So that's how we make it something personal. Okay, we relate it to ourselves first before we talk about something else because you want to make it easier for you. Okay, you talk about before you talk about lost item, you talk about lost mobile phone. So you talk about it first. You talk about the Samsung Z Flip 4. My father gave it to me. It was blue, quite impressive. So this is a pattern that you need to practice. Whatever question, you talk about it personally first. Like this, family celebration. Okay. Talk about a family celebration you had recently. Okay. If you want to answer this question, you'll be like, Petia ni ate like that. The event was this, what you did there. So this is like very, you have like very descriptive and very vivid, So before we go there, you just talk about something you already know, that you don't have to follow the script. You don't have to follow the bullet. So you say,
Exactly. It's a story. Yeah.
yeah, it's a story. You relate to yourself. That's it. A family celebration which I celebrated recently. It's my brother's birthday party. So, like I said just now, we have to describe a bit and tell your feeling. Oh, he turned 2 and it was an amazing party. I had fun and felt great. Then you
Can I just
continue.
add? Can I just add a little bit,
Yeah, sure,
Jim?
sure.
Okay, here's the thing, students. When teacher Jamie shared that, teacher Wan shared, you have to make it personal. Let's say you're talking about family celebration. Make it personal by talking about yourself first instead of you diving into answering the question straight away. So you can try like this. I'm the kind of person who love family celebration. I always celebrate family apa Father's Day, Allah, Mother's Day, birthday, but the one that I love the most that I had recently was my mom's anniversary. So instead of,
Mm.
the event is my mom's anniversary or my mom's birthday, talk about yourself. Family celebration makes me so happy because normally everyone's so happy, we plan, and I love to see everyone smiling. So the recent family celebration that we had was my brother's birthday because he just turned 2. So lagi satu soalan was on what? An item that you lost. Make
Mm-mm.
it personal by talking about yourself first. I am someone who appreciate my things because normally I fork out my own money to buy the things. I always make sure that I keep it safe. But one day I lost an item that I love the most, which is what? A Samsung Z Flip or something. So make it personal by talking about yourself first, to ensure that you take this as sharing a personal story about yourself. Don't read the question and then the item that I lost was this, like what teacher one shared just now.
Yeah, it'll be very descriptive and it'll be very dry. And you feel like
Correct.
once you start talking about about whatever that's asked, but just following the bullet given to you, and then you feel like, oh, it's too late. I cannot suddenly you want to say, you want to talk about your family. No, you can't already. So your chance is you have to start by talking about it personally. So the thing is, okay, this actually depends on your level of English. If you feel that your level is actually quite okay, so you don't have to be very strict about it, like I suggest here. Okay, like what I suggest here. Um, like feeling when, but okay, but if you feel that, oh my god, that's very hard, okay, like Madam Ayman said just now, she was talking about, I'm the kind of person, some of you will say like, I can't string that kind of sentences, that's too hard, because some people will say I can't even speak like freely without writing it down. Yeah, that's when you have to actually have a pattern there. If your English is okay, you don't need any pattern. You can just talk freely but talk about yourself to make you feel comfortable. But if you feel that you are weak in English, that's where the pattern comes in. You will have to talk about, not we have lah, like at least you have a pattern. You talk about, you describe, and then you talk about your feeling, things like that. It'll be very easier. But I have this problem, which is I don't know what, I cannot see lah. Emma, can you read it for me? I can't see. What did he say just now?
Which
I
one?
don't know.
Admin, can
Just
you
now.
please highlight the question again? But I have this problem which I do not know how to start the answer. Which one are you referring to, Iman? Part 2 or part 3? And we
This is
have this.
yeah.
Mm,
This is how you start the answer. First, you start by saying that, talking about the topic, and then the second line you talk about yourself, which is related to the topic. Okay, Iman. Lost item. So you just talk about, okay, today I'm going to talk about a lost item. Okay. Then you say that, okay, some people lose this and that, and some people lose this. But as for me, I've lost something very important in my life, that is blah, 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 blah. To get good marks in speaking, do we?
no,
No, not that much, but you will
no.
impress
Yeah.
the assessor. Okay.
All you need to not, we are not referring at bombastic, we are looking at you are using apt vocab, correct vocab to
Mm.
describe what you are trying to say. You don't have to,
Perhaps jargon.
we need to
It
mitigate this problem. Allah, no need lah. Okay, we don't expect you to go to that level. But when you want to talk about people entering the house or snatch whatever, you use the right vocab. Or you want to talk about people cut down trees without permission from the government, illegal logging. You are able to use app vocab. Don't
Yeah,
focus on those words.
another thing is that some students, they like to call everyone people, right? The people.
What is
They
everyone?
call everyone people. Actually, there's a name for every single thing. For example, like burglary, there's burglar. So
Correct.
some students, they will say that, oh, the people who went inside. Ah, no, we don't want that. We want like exact word. That's the problem with
Yep.
my student. Everything is people. These
Mm.
people, the people at the office. No, you need to say
Like
the
that, and
like that.
like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, do we just talk freely in English, or do we need, what do you say?
To follow the usual exam formats in grammar. Not so sure what you mean here, but just
But
talk freely in
talk
English.
freely using correct grammar.
Using correct grammar, you'll be able to use correct grammar if you have like useful phrases to sort of introduce what you're trying to say, to fulfill the communicative task that you're trying to achieve, whether you want to suggest or whether you want to agree or disagree with your friends and things like that.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, shall we continue, Mr. Apa, Madam Jamie?
Mr. J.
Sup, Mr. J. Sup, Mr. J. Sup, Madam J.
Okay. So when it's not moving. Wait. All right. Okay. This is for ideal school. Okay, for me, an ideal school, which and oh my god, okay, omission is for me, an ideal school is something which looks like my alma mater, SK Convent Fatherberry. I went to this school for 6 years and it was the best thing ever. I just love the vibe and the school surrounding. See, I just shared my personal experience. I don't talk about how the school is, what the school should have, what you wish to have in school, like that, why going to school is important for pupils. So yeah, we make it personal, then only we continue. If no, it'll be like too dry. Okay, I think everyone already get it. Do you understand that part? I hope yes. Okay. Next, pattern 2 is speaking drills. Okay, this is the last pattern actually. Don't know what to talk about. Okay, speaking drills. Okay, for example, this is today's question, I think. Talk about your dream vacation. Where is the place? What do you want to do there? How would you feel? Okay, how would you feel if it is important to go for a vacation? Okay, for speaking drills, this is what you have to do on your own. I'm sure that after this, you'll be getting a lot of like past year's question. It's everywhere on the internet. You can just visit any. You can just you can just Google all the speaking tests, past year's exam papers, and you'll find this. This is what you can do with the speaking test paper. All right. So you drill yourself and try to answer this question according to pattern. My dream vacation is to go to London on New Year's Eve. Last year, I went to New York and it was fun. I had a blast there. So this year, I want to go to London. Okay, then only you answer. You see, where is the place? In London, I want to visit the Buckingham Palace and the Hyde Park. I will feel elated. You can choose over the moon on cloud nine because I could finally visit the place. It is important to go on a vacation because we can blah 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 blah. Additionally, we can blah 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 blah. Okay,
Hello.
why? Yeah, hello. Okay, why do we call this speaking drills? This is because by drilling yourself to answer one question correctly, okay, usually you will be able to answer other questions which are of the same pattern. Okay, like my dream vacation, my dream house, my dream job. So it is actually of the same pattern. So you will be using the same grammar pattern. You can use actually the same storyline. So that's the fun part of speaking drills. Okay, it lessen your anxiety when you are answering the question. Okay, even though some people may say that, okay, I don't have to do speaking drills, I'm already good at it. No, actually, it will be helpful for you, especially in terms of complicated topics like environment. Okay, it's very helpful. If you have done it before, you will have no problem explaining about illegal logging, poaching, what else?
Volunteering
Climate
activity, beach cleaning
climate
project.
change, yeah, climate change, things like that, where you actually need some kind of jargon and you are not used to it. So it'll be very helpful if you have done this drill before the speaking exam. Okay, look at this. This is my favorite holiday. So this is actually what I said just now. Like it's the same pattern, so it will be very useful. If you got this question after you've done the speaking drill of the vacation, so it'll be like this. My favorite holiday is holiday in Langkawi Island. Okay, last week I went to Langkawi Island and it was the best holiday I could ever ask for. I went there by a huge ferry named Sunny Express. In Langkawi, I visited a few historical places. I bought some chocolates, supposedly there's S there, and played at the beach. I felt excited and over the moon because I tried paragliding. Okay, it is important to have a favorite holiday spot. Again, okay, omission because it reminded us of the good times we had. Okay, so that's why it's important to have a drill. And this is my last example. Okay, a crime case in your school. Okay, this is quite common. Usually, a crime won't actually be in your exam yet, but it will be in your trial because most of us have not done. We are not done with the crime unit, right? Okay, a crime case in your school. The crime case which happened in my school is theft. Okay, theft case. You can say that last year case like this often happen. Okay, but this year, this is the first time it happened. I felt shocked. Okay, again, okay, I shared my experience first. On Wednesday evening, my classmate lost his tablet, which he kept in his locker. The tablet was new and silver in color. There were a few suspects, but we were not sure. It is important to take care of our belongings because once it is gone, it is hard to find it back. Okay? All right. I think I've made my point, okay, in terms of drilling. As of now, that's all from me. Not yet. Wait, another one. There's another one, sorry. Okay, this is also today's question. Okay, one of the questions that we went through with my student today during our exam. Your dream mobile phone. Okay, what brand and model? How much is the price? What do you want to use it for? If it is important for teenagers to have a mobile phone. So, do you want to try and answer this question before I end my slide presentation? Anyone would like to answer in the comment box? What brand and model? How much is the price? What are you going to say? How are you going to relate it to sometimes make some sentence, they are not make sense, but somehow I get the mark. How that works? Oh, okay, Rita, because we don't usually go line by line, we go overall. We look at it, how you string the sentences, how you speak, because they are like grammar, like I said just now. So it's not just that particular sentence.
Are you like complaining why you got the mark?
I never thought there's a pattern for answering. Actually, there's no pattern. I'm just making it easy for you, easier for you. Teacher, do you have any tips on how to overcome? Overcome what? What is that, Aiman? How come I cannot read it?
Stutterness. It
Stutterness?
comes with practice, Musri. The more you practice, the more you're used to it. You only stutter. So sorry, people azan.
Okay, you only stutter because you are not sure what to say. But if you have the idea and you are used to the topic, you won't stutter. What you meant just now is like this, like that, is it? Yeah, perhaps that's it. If we are confident but the answer doesn't make sense, we will still get marks, right? No. No, it must make sense. You cannot say confident, the place that I want to go is Ferrero Rocher. Cannot. Even though you're confident that the place that you want to go is Ferrero Rocher, everyone knows that, oh no, that's a chocolate. She's just fluffing. If I got an A, I will pray for you, teacher. But what if you got, what if you don't? No, you will get, inshallah, you will get. Inshallah. All right. So no one's going to try this? What brand and model? How much is the price? What do you want to use it for? If it's important for teenagers to have a mobile phone. Okay, if there's no one who wants to try it, it's Nokia. Okay. I want to see how people relate to themselves. Yes, you are all right. Izzat, for the first line is all right. That's for like the introduction of your speaking test. You say, oh, my favorite or my dream mobile phone is Nokia. But what's the second line? I have dreamt of having Nokia. I saw a brand new Samsung phone. Remote and cost an arm and leg. Yes. Vashini, correct. Very good. Okay.
Can I just add, Cewa? Can I just add one more tip?
Yep.
This is what I share with my students, although I'm not so sure whether or not they still remember because I didn't see them applying this during their speaking test. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what you can do here is past versus present. So what I'm trying to say here is instead of you talking about what you want right now, you're talking about what you want before this. Now, when I was little, I used to dream of owning a Nokia. But now that I'm
Mm.
30, but now that I'm 30, I'll go
You're
for
30.
iPhone. I'll go for iPhone. So in here, you're talking about something that happens in the past when you're little. This is what you want. It can apply to dream vacation as well. When I was little, I've always wanted to go to Langkawi. I thought that Langkawi is a heaven on earth. But now that I'm older, and then with social media, I realize that there are so many other places that we can explore. So I dream of going to Switzerland, Tiba. So talking
Yeah.
about past versus present.
No, I like that, Aiman, because as for me, I like the fact that the students will be very sure of what tense to use. Because the problem that I have with my students is that the moment they open their mouth, they already make like grammar errors, like obvious grammar error. I was like, oh my. So that's what we want to avoid, because the person who is giving you mark, the assessor, is not from your school, for real. They'll be like, oh, grammar error, grammar error. Okay, so we don't want them. We don't want that. We want you to have the confidence first. We want you to speak like using correct grammar first. Then you can proceed with the mistakes if you have any. Okay, at least you're very sure you're going to talk about the past. Like Madam Aiman said just now. Teacher, if I copied
Um,
my things
I see
here.
coldest. Okay, I see. I'm going to touch on this. I'm going to answer your question later in my presentation. Admin, can you please put my slide? Oh, are you done? Okay, aku tak tanya
I'm
apa.
done because no one's going to answer anymore. All right, thank you.
They're actually trying in the comment section. You can
Oh,
read
really?
later. Mm-mm.
Okay, sure.
Tend to drag the time. Can we cut them off? Because even if they're giving their answer, and does it reduce our mark? Okay, Izul, I'm gonna touch on that later. Oh, we cannot play video here. Okay. All right, hi everyone. My name is Madam Nur Aiman Ahmad Tajuddin and I'm currently teaching in SMK Khair Johari, Sungai Petani Kedah. KJ, say hi on the comment section. Okay, so I'm going to immediately go straight to the issues that I've identified among my students. So these are some of the common challenges that my students encountered when they're doing speaking activities in my classroom. First of all, they say that, teacher, I don't know how to say this in English. I have so many ideas, but I just couldn't find the word. Number two, when we say, all right, you may start now, nobody wants to begin first. You know, Muzri will be looking at Izzul will be looking at Muzri, and then, hang mula dulu. Aku. You tak tengok ni dalam kepala teacher dia pun ni, right? And then next is opportunities to speak are not equal. Like what Izzul asked just now, teacher, if my partner tend to dominate the discussion, how do I interrupt? How do I ensure that, both my friend and I can have equal opportunities to speak? Next, afraid to interrupt, like what Izzul said just now. How do I interrupt? How do I make sure that my friends are not going to be, offended or disrupt my friends' train of thoughts? I know your concern. These are all your friends. Okay, and then both candidates talk about the same point repeatedly. They're not paying attention, and what happened is, everybody keep on talking about one point. And for the good students, probably you experience this, they over elaborate, but then they stuck midway. They're so ambitious with the bombastic words that they want to use. Macam lagi. You boleh dengar tak? Punya surau ni. Sorry. Kita apa kot nah? Can I just continue? Okay.
Yeah, you
Tip
can.
number one. The reason why you... Tak boleh, aku nak tergelak. Kuat betul surau ni. The reason why you have this stutterness, you don't know what to say this in English, is because you don't prepare with the familiar topics. So how to prepare? First of all, you got to read. There's no easy way. You read or you listen to various podcasts or listen to TikTok, watch TikTok videos that talk about all these topics. Okay, because there are so many TikTok videos that can actually help you. Cue cards on TikTok pun boleh juga. That will help you to build your vocab on these familiar topics. You cannot say I do not have vocab for this, because the topics that you've been learning since you're from 1 up until from 5 are more or less the same thing. Going to be talking about going on a vacation, talking about city, dream vacation, apa lagi? Macam tu lah. The topics are recurring. Okay, so shouldn't be a problem. All right. Read, watch videos, and then discuss with your friends. Now, tip number 2. You need to be prepared with formulaic expressions, the useful phrases to help you fulfill the communicative task that you're going to be doing during your speaking test. How to start discussions, how to give opinions, how to justify reasons, how to ask for partner's opinion, how to agree, disagree, or perhaps partially agree. Okay, and just now someone said, teacher, how do I make sure that when I construct my sentences is going to be grammatically correct? If you prepare yourself with all these useful phrases, you're going to start off good with, proper grammar structure. And when you add later your own idea, okay lah, you're going to stumble, fumble, flung here and there, tak apa lah. But at least when you start off good. Okay, next. Oh, I can actually, okay. Next, to start discussion. So these are some of the phrases that you can use. I'm going to skip this. What time actually do we end? Okay. So to start discussion, instead of, because I have witnessed students starting off their discussion by saying, hello, Ahmad, how are you? Today we're going to discuss about this topic. I mean, no, that is not how you start discussion. Okay? When you want to start discussion, you just, Ahmad, which one shall we start with? What do you think? One. Do you mind if I start first, Izzul? Can I go first, Izzul? Shall we start now, Muzri? Okay, macam tu. Make it what? Make it as natural as possible. How do you make it natural? With enough practice, obviously. Okay. Next, to give opinions. So some students keep on repeating, I think, I think, I think. Okay, when actually there are tons of ways of for you to say when you want to give your opinions. So just now, one student asked about bombastic word. Don't focus on bombastic words that you cannot expect, what topic is going to come up. But if you want to be bombastic when you want to use all these useful phrases. I strongly believe that. I firmly believe that. Macam tu lah. Okay, be bombastic when you want to prepare with all these useful phrases. And then to justify reason, I say this because my reason for saying this is that my reason is pretty simple. Macam tu lah. Instead of saying because every single time. Okay, can you all follow or am I being too fast? Please write in the comment section. Next, to ask for partner's opinion. Now, when it comes to part 3, you must make sure that it looks like a discussion. You cannot be talking about 3 points in one go and then your friends be talking about 3 points in one go or 2 points in one go, because it's going to end up being another long-term task, another part 2. There's no interaction between you and your partner. Okay, so you must make sure that you talk about 1 point every single per turn. For every single turn, talk only on 1 point. Don't try to talk about 2 points in one go. No, talk 1 point and then you ask for your partner's opinion. We want to make sure that it looks like a discussion. Okay. Next, now when your friend asks for your opinion, sometimes you want to agree with your partner, sometimes you do not want to agree with your partner, sometimes you want to perhaps partially agree with your partner. Here's the thing, in your speaking test, you are anxious. There's a lot of stress. Okay, you're nervous. So for me, I think the best way, this applied to my school lah. I cannot speak for everyone, but based on my experience, logically, I feel that it's a lot better for you to just agree with your partner. And my reason for saying this is that when you agree with your partner, all you have to do is say again what are the things that you agreeing on. If you disagree with your partner, sorry, Jamie, I cannot agree with you. I disagree with you. And then you just stop there. Tak boleh lah. It's going to be very awkward. If I disagree with Jamie, I'm going to have to give reason why I disagree with you. Correct or not? Otherwise, it's going to sound, you pun mesti macam, why you disagree with me, Aiman? Correct. So, but if I say, I completely agree with you, Jamie. So, I just repeat whatever Jamie has said. So, ini pun macam Jamie ni siapa pula? Okay. So sometimes, you want to disagree with your partner. Okay, now in class, definitely, if you want to practice, you can disagree with your partner or partially agree with your partner just to, boost your oral production. But then in the real speaking test, just agree lah with your partner. Okay, next, tip number 3, delegate the task equally. So this is what I did with my students. When you look and I noticed that someone didn't do this, so I was like, kau tunggu sekejap, malam ni, siap kau. Well, this is what you have to remember. You will be given 20 seconds for you to think of what you want to say. So it is super important that you utilize that 20 seconds wisely. You have to be smart about it. So delegate the task before you enter your exam room. Jangan depan interlocutor, then only you want to decide. Aku ambil 3 ni, hang ambil 3 ni. Aku ambil 3 ni, hang ambil 3 ni. And then you know what's going to happen when I tiba-tiba nampak dah naik share ni. Geram tadi ya. So what is going to happen is you akan bila I said alright, you can start now. Mulalah. Hang mula dululah. Aku mula dulu. No. If let's say you decide, even before you enter the exam room, okay, I'm going to take point 1. This is how I set for my student lah. 12 o'clock, pukul 12 will be point number 1 for speaker 1. And then point 2, time saving. Point 3, better prices. Point 4, convenient. 5 and 6. So speaker 1 will take odd numbers. Speaker 2 will take even numbers. So even if, let's say, that point, let's say one student said, teacher, if let's say I don't understand that one word in the mind map, what should I do? Later I will explain. But you pakai ini dulu so that apa sahaja soalan you dapat, this is how you delegate your task. You don't waste time on, you ambil point ni lah, I ambil point ni tak. You ambil je lah apa-apa point. Later I'm going to show you why actually it doesn't matter point mana pun you take, because you can always curi idea from your friend. Okay? Now, if you do this, you will be able to utilize that 20 seconds before your discussion to actually plan what you want to say. Tak adalah you terkejut baru, kenapa I start now? Hang start dulu, aku start dulu, duk lawan. Tolak hang aku in front of the interlocutor. We don't want that. Okay, now this is a sample question. Online shopping is gaining popularity in our country. Here are some reasons why people shop online and a question for you to discuss. First, you have some time to look at the task. So when you want to do the very first part of the discussion, I want you to use Sora to carry out and maintain discussion. Kenapa I kata maintain? If you use Sora, you'll be able to talk for the whole 2 minutes, supposedly. Alright? So what is Sora? So as is start your discussion for speaker 1, and then give your opinion, then justify your reason, and then ask for your partner's opinion. Now speaker 2, what you're going to do here is, you're going to say again and agree. Just agree je lah. Say again and agree with your partner's opinion. When you say again and agree with your partner's opinion, it will look like you are actually relating yourself to the other candidate, okay, to your partner. Then only we can see there's an actual discussion happening. I'm not saying that you agree with your friend's opinion saja. I say you have to say again and agree with your partner's opinion. Anybody can say, I agree with you, but I think this one. Kita tak nak macam tu. Kita nak, I agree with you when you said this is. It will look more genuine, as if you are paying attention and listen attentively to your partner, even if you want. You tak dengar pun tak apa. But when you say again and agree with your partner's opinion, it will give an impression you tahu partner you cakap benda apa. Kalau dia, I agree with you. Agree benda apa? Imagine aja ni, we talking about my husband. You setuju tak I cakap apa? What do you think? Ya, betul lah. Macam you kata betul apa? Apa pasal you kata betul? Betul tak? Kita macam, ni tak dengar apa aku cakap apa duk. Ya, setuju je. So, it's annoying. So, you must make sure that you say again and then you agree with your partner's opinion. Okay, I make sense that, right? Write in the comment section. And then continue by giving your opinion for your particular point, justify your reason, and then ask for your partner's opinion. And then you continue like the process. Speaker 1 will say again and agree with speaker 2 point, and then talk about your next point, give your reason, and then ask for your partner's opinion. So if you use Sora, your discussion should look somewhat like this. Oh, Jamie, aku baru download tadi tau. So, setting dia lari habis. Maaf. So, speaker 1. Jomlah kita role play jap, Jamie. You will be speaker 1. I just
Speaker
speaker 2.
1.
Okay.
Shall I start first?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
I feel that people like to shop online because there are no crowds. I say this because if we go shopping during Hari Raya or Chinese New Year or Deepavali, there will be a lot of people. But if we shop online, that will not be a problem. What do you think?
Well, I completely agree with you, Jamie. As you said, some people shop online because they don't like crowds. I think time saving is also a reason why people shop online. My reason for saying this is because some people are very busy with work and they don't have time to go shopping. Don't you agree with me?
Oh, I was just thinking that. I agree that time saving is why people shop online. But if you ask me, people also shop online because they can get better prices because there are many sales online. Do you have anything to add?
Well, of course, I get what you mean completely. Like you said, nowadays many people like to shop online because they can get better prices. However, I cannot help but feel that people shop online because it is convenient. The reason is simple. For example, me. I don't like to go out and walk from one shop to one shop. It's tiring. At home, I can just order. What say you? So you see here, when you look at the reason that I gave in the um, discussion, I don't give the out of the world punya reason, just simple one. But here, I'm able to string my sentence. There is a, what do we call that, discussion, a good flow between me and Jamie, and that's all. So it shouldn't be a problem. Like what Jamie said for part two just now, many of you think in Bahasa Melayu. And when you cannot find the word in English, you're gonna stuck. Okay? So, actually simple reason should be fine. Now, um, the second part of discussion is you need to make decision. Now, before I continue, if you have any, please write if you have any questions. Now everyone is like focusing on uh filling in their kehadiran. Any question, please write in the comment. Now, can we interrupt if our partner take long time to speak? Nope, that is not wrong at all, Deeptika. So here, Deeptika, to identify when is the appropriate way, the appropriate time to interrupt, here's what you do. If let's say your friend have already like relate to your point, step S, okay, your friend have already, mana dia? Sekejap. Okay, so look here, in Sora, first, you are going to say again, agree with your partner, and then your partner need to give reason based on the points on the mind map, and then justify by giving reason. So here, when your friend is giving reason why he said so for the points, you can interrupt in step R. Okay, so you don't have to wait until your friend asks your opinion. Tak payah nak tunggu your friend say, what do you think, Diptika? Diptika, you can just interrupt. Yes, I completely agree with you. Johan, when you said this, terus masuk in step R. Okay, Ditika? All right. Now, where do I go? Okay. So here, you need to make decision. Now you have, the interlocutor will say, now you have about a minute to decide together which is the most popular reason people shop online. So this is what happened today. I ni kalau cakap tu what happened today ni kan, gitu. Okay. This is what happened today. During this part of the test, you're not given time for you to think of what you want to say. The interlocutor will not say, okay, you have another 20 seconds for you to think and decide which one is the best answer. Tak ada. Interlocutor will simply say, now you have a minute to decide together which is the most popular reason people shop online. So what you need to do here is you must immediately start your discussion in order for you to make a decision. All right? I tengok my students just now. They were discussing on which one is the best answer. So here you don't have to do that. You have already discussed just now. You can simply suggest anything and you can actually reuse your reason just now. Choose any of the point that you have already discussed let's say I am speaker one, I can choose one of the points yang I dapat point 1, 3 or 5, and then I can, recycle the reasons that I gave just now. So I don't really necessarily have to think of a new reason why I think this is a good idea. This is the most popular reason. I can just reuse saja. I can use, better prices, and then just reuse why I said better prices is popular reason people shop online. So what do you do here? You use sora-sora again, but with a little bit of twist lah tukar sikit. Tengok tu dia punya setting. So speaker one, you're going to start your discussion, and then you're going to give your opinion, give your reason, ask for partner's opinion. So speaker two, you're going to say again and agree with your partner, give your opinion, give your reason, and agree again as conclusion. So how do we do this? Okay, Jimmy, you'll be speaker one.
Okay, which one do you think we should decide on?
So I'm not so sure. What do you have in mind?
I strongly believe that the most popular reason why people like to shop online because they can get better prices, because there are many discounts and vouchers, also free shipping vouchers. If you buy on TikTok or Shopee, you can claim a lot of coupon and vouchers. That is why the price on TikTok and Shopee is so cheap. What do you think?
I completely agree with you. As you said, some people shop online because they can get better prices. But I think time saving is also a popular reason. My reason for saying this is because people are very busy with work. However, on second thoughts, I have to agree with you as I feel that your reason is very convincing. Well, I guess we can agree that the most popular reason people shop online is because they can get better prices. Okay, so here you can speaker to you can come up with a different point. You can talk about your own point, the one that you talked about just now. But then again, towards the end, you agree again with your partner. If let's say your partner choose better prices, hujung-hujung tu you just agree again aja lah with your partner, so that there is a really good, like, you end your discussion too smoothly, cantik, tutup cantik, elok, because both of you can be on the same page. Okay. Any questions so far? Do I make myself clear?
Yeah, there is
So,
actually.
hmm?
There's one question that I would like to look at. What happened if my friend not asking for my opinion? Okay, can I answer this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, if your friend is not asking for your opinion, it's okay. Take charge. Say, wow, I love your idea. Now, this is what I think about it. You
Yeah,
just
exactly.
volunteer. Yeah, you just volunteer. You
Yeah,
don't have to wait for your friend to ask for your opinion.
yeah.
You just take charge and answer. Right?
You see, Jamie, excellent point. Take charge. You see, if you're good students and you're aiming for scholarship, you don't wait for people to ask your opinion. Show your leadership quality by taking charge. Now, people don't ask for my opinion, too bad, but I have a lot that I want to say. No, betul tak? Sis tak boleh. Orang tak tanya mesti
Okay,
nak
if
jawab.
our partner is stuck for a long time, what should we do? Okay, if it's me, my student, I always ask the partner to actually repeat something that the one who is stuck said, like, "Oh, are you saying that this is this?" "Oh, yeah, I totally agree with you." And then she or he will continue. Or sometimes I also teach the students that if you feel like you're stuck, please say, "Oh, I'll get back to this point. And in the meantime, what do you think about it?" So I just teach them to pass the idea or pass what should you say next to their partner. So this one you can actually discuss because you already know who's your partner. You can call team
Hmm.
together. You don't have to like, oh, what if I'm stuck on that day? No, you can say that, okay, if I say like this, you have to help me out. So you can actually set this before you sit for the test itself. So like again, take charge. Don't wait
Yeah,
until the speaking test day. Then only you want to make decision. What will happen? Things like that.
yeah. Exactly. Correct. Hmm. Okay. Allah, pecah apa pula kat dapur tu. Okay, next. Further discussion task. So here is the kebat question. Okay, many students so afraid of this part of the test. Why? Because the question will be read to them and they cannot read the question, and therefore sometimes they can get make sense of it. Sometimes, they don't understand it. Like one questions that we did just now, um, talk about how social problems can lead to mental health among teenagers.
Mental
Macam tu.
health issue.
So
Yeah.
so my students misunderstood social problems as social media. Now how? But yeah, they misunderstood that. I mean, like three pairs misunderstood the question. But that's okay. All right. If let's say, here's the thing, many students are so focused on the one word that they cannot understand, and then they totally like ignore the other clues from the question. If let's say this is a question that you got, you've been talking about why people shop online. Now let's hear your opinion on this. In what ways does advertising on social media influence people's buying behavior? Now I understand that many of you will feel that this question is easy because you can read this question. But if it is asked to you, like orally, some students might not be able to answer. But this is what you can do. Be prepared with useful phrases to stall. Buy time. You're not given time for you to think, so you stall so that you don't stumble. You stall first. Let me think, Jamie. Oh, well, that's an interesting question. Let me see. I guess we can say that, but actually, can you please repeat the question again? Stall, so that while your teacher is repeating the question, you can have like more time for you to think, like 15 seconds, extra 10 seconds for you to think and formulate your answer. Okay. This is a strategy that I teach my student. Use triple A step to stretch longer responses. So what is triple A step? Step one, you admire the question. Jamie, that's an interesting question. I've never been asked a question before. Phew, teacher, I have to admit that is a very difficult question. Don't you think so, Jamie? Yeah, pretty difficult. So we have, and then step two, admit that your answer might be wrong. I mean, you don't know everything. We don't expect you to know everything. You see, your teachers are actually very empathetic tau towards you, especially with regards to kebat question. Everyone will be like, kenapa susah sangat soalan kebat ni, kesian anak murid kita. Pity our students. My teachers will be like that. So if you say that, I have to be honest, teacher, I'm not really an expert in this and therefore I might be wrong. Honestly, most of the time we just talk about, teenage things. So we don't really pay attention. That is our fault. We don't really pay attention on climate change or mental health issues. But
No,
if you
there's
really want,
actually step 4.
huh?
There's actually step 4.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a step for. Cool. What is that?
I've seen this just now with my student, and then
Okay.
the moment they talk about it, they'll be like, "Wow, that's an interesting question. I'm sure you are very good at this." Then suddenly, my student actually asked the friend to answer first. That's how she was able to. She was able to have more time to think. I was like, "Wow, that's very smart." That's step 4. No, this
Yeah.
this usually
No, so
happens.
you can say, so if let's say you want to use that, so we can have like what? Fourth step will be ask your partner first. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to demo to you. You all pay attention, okay? Wow, teacher, that's a very interesting question. In fact, a very difficult one. I've never been asked that kind of question before. Let me see. But here's the thing, teacher. I have to be honest. I'm not really an expert in this. Therefore, I might be wrong. But if you really want to know how I feel, I strongly believe that mental health issues is a very important issues. What do you think, Jamie?
Yeah,
So step
indeed,
four, I
indeed. Very
asked Jamie. Okay,
interesting.
I think
Yeah.
you read a lot about this
Yes,
topic.
I
You know a
do.
lot about this. What do you think? Okay,
Yeah, that's
you like
how
to say
you
something, yeah.
actually like actually you should have known the dynamic between two of you. Usually my
Yeah,
students they already know their pair, who's better and who's not. I mean like they sometimes they give like signals, they wink at their friend that their friend, they squeeze their friend's hand like that. So they
exactly.
know that who knows who knows better to answer this kind of question. And then sometimes, they do like this. Okay. And then the friend
Ain,
like, okay. And then the confident face, and then the friend
yeah,
say, I'll answer first. But if you
okay,
have if you were given a chance to actually start by, goreng first, at least you are saying something. Not that your friend, we already know that.
exactly.
We already know that your friend know the answer, but we want to give you a chance to goreng first, so that it
Yeah.
feels like, oh, it's not only your friend who is talking about it, but you are talking about it too. You goreng first, and then you just direct it to your friend, so that both of you have the equal chance of saying something about it, and maybe your friend might be able to help you a little by, hinting a few points so that you can continue with the point. Yeah, that's why it's very
Exactly.
important for you to have um, a good communication with your partner. Actually, you
You have
cannot
to
just like
practice a lot
meet
with
on
your
that very day.
partner.
On that very day, that's the like the third time you see each other, because like PPT, trial, and then SPM. No, you cannot. You have to really practice.
Mm,
You would have known your partner for, like, if you have already discussed about so many topics together. Yeah, it should be like
mm.
that. Make
Mm.
full use
It
of
is going
it.
to be so, because you see, most of the things that you ask in the comment sections are actually not related to the answer itself, but related more to the situations that happen, the hiccups that happens during the speaking test. And it will only become a problem if you don't practice enough with your partner to build that kind of chemistry. If let's say I am so used to working with someone, just by eye contact, I can say lots of things, isn't it? So you have to practice with your friend. I would actually laugh, and I have to say this, to be honest. It's okay if you like fake it till you make it, then you will not laugh. Okay, now, so this is what it's going to look like if you use the triple A step to stretch your response. Okay, and if you look here, there's an interesting question. I've never been asked that kind of question before, but you know what? I have to be honest, not really an expert in this, so I might be wrong. But the way I see it, I feel that social media makes people want to shop more because it gives them better prices. What do you think, Lina? Would you agree with me? So my answer is actually very short, simple ones. I don't go for out of the world punya answer. I just take my turn and then ask Lina. And then Lina, what's gonna happen here? Tip number 8, Lina will use Sora Sora to steal my idea. So your response, Lina's response, going to be like this. You are absolutely right. I totally agree with you when you said social media gives better prices. In my opinion, I also think social media makes people spend more because it offers better prices. Repetition here, and that's okay. I'm saying something. My reason is simple. Take TikTok, for example. TikTok Shop offers a lot of discounts and vouchers, which is why you can see now a lot of people prefer to shop at TikTok and FB Market. They promote their products really good. What do you think? So I don't come up with a new idea. I just steal my friend's idea here. My friend said that social media make people want to shop because it gives them better prices. So now I use Sora Sora again to steal my partner's idea. Just now someone asked, teacher boleh ke if let's say I use my friend's idea? Siapa dah tanya? Nak kena scroll atas ni, but someone asked lah. So the answer
Yeah.
is, it's okay. You are more than welcome to steal your partner's idea. Why is okay? Because your friends have already said this. So if you steal your friend's idea, it's not going to look like you're stealing people's idea. It's going to look like you know how to relate to your friend's opinion. And we want that. Kalau you tengok Jamie dengan I cakap, sepanjang malam ni, Jamie cakap, I tambah. I cakap, Jamie tambah. So we listen to each other. What happened today was, during my students' speaking test, when candidate A is talking, candidate B is thinking about other things. And then dia macam, what I actually wanted to say, I tak boleh nak cakap. So susah lah, because you weren't paying attention to your friend when actually your partner kat sini. Siapa tanya ni? Sekejap. I need to scroll. Amir Jafni. Kalau saya dapat partner yang tak sama level dengan saya, macam mana? Adakah markah dia lebih tinggi berbanding saya sebab dia lebih bercakap dari saya? Amir, if you have like a really fluent partner, listen to your partner. If let's say your partner come up with good ideas, hang curi balik idea dia. You use sora-sora. Listen, say again and agree with your partner and then give lah your opinion. Problem is, you feel like you need to give an entirely different idea. Tak boleh, idea dia tak boleh sama dengan idea I. I think this happens because in bahasa Melayu macam tu kot. Ada kalau bahasa Melayu, kalau kawan cakap ini, you tak boleh cakap ini. Sebab you kena ada point masing-masing. But in English, it's okay. You listen to your friend and you steal your friend's idea. So Amir, if you have a good partner, learn how to listen to your partner. Okay? Next. Now, tip number 9, be prepared with various strategies to tackle the hiccups during speaking tests. So, situation 1, macam mana kalau kawan saya buat macam ni? Macam mana kalau kawan saya buat itu? Macam mana kawan saya buat ini? So, even if let's say, Kishan, tak payahlah duk request your friend to repeat their opinion again. Pay attention. Kishan, pay attention, listen. Don't stop daydreaming. Jangan melalut. Listen to your
Kishan,
partner.
now I know. Now I know. Miss Aiman was talking about you. When she said that, mereka tak dengar their friend was talking about, and then suddenly, yeah. Definitely
No,
talking about you.
Kishan is not my students, but Kishan macam, Kishan, I was just saying that just now. Okay? So, yeah. So, situation 1, you have a partner, but then your partner won't stop talking. So, what do? Interrupt them in a polite way and then straight away use Sora. So, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I totally agree with you when you said, terus. Okay? Or you explain it really well. Now, let's discuss this next points. I feel that, okay, shall we move on to this point now? The way I see it, I think, again, like what Teacher Jamie said, you have to take charge. Jangan duk tunggu aja. Okay? Situation number 2, your partner don't want to talk. You know, tadi cakap banyak sangat, ini don't want to talk. So what you can do here is you wait for 5 seconds and then you ask them question. Tafa, what do you think? Tafa, which one do you prefer? Tafa, do you think this is a good idea to this? Tafa, do you think this is also a reason why pollution is happening in our world? Macam tu. So you just tanya questions to your friend. Again, you have to take charge. Don't let your friends keep quiet and then you also keep quiet. At least here you are prompting your friends. If let's say your friends still refuse to talk, just straight away continue with your points. Okay, is it okay if I go first and then we'll come back to you later? So here, by having enough practice with your partner, don't just discuss on the topic. Okay lah, jawab soalan pertama. Okay, jawab soalan kedua. Okay, jawab soalan ketiga. What you have to do here is talk about, okay, how did we perform just now? Just now kan, masa you buat macam ni, this is what happened. Hang cakap lama sangat. Hang cakap sekejap sangat. You know, things like that. Discuss the hiccups that arise when you were doing your speaking activity. Okay, it's 9:30 already. So,
I think that's what's missing. Okay, the pairs usually after they finish everything, they will just say like, "Oh, that was hard. That's it," and then they just go back to class. They don't reflect on the whole session, and the thing will repeat itself in the next session. So you shouldn't do that.
yeah, I have seen that many students, yang can score 38 out of 40 for reading paper, or 29 over 30 for listening paper, or 58 over 60 for writing paper. But because they don't practice, you overconfident is not a good thing. When you're overconfident, you don't reflect on your mistakes and you are going to keep repeating itself. Walaupun you will get separate mark, you will be assessed separately. Markers candidate A is different, marker candidate B is different. But the hiccups during the speaking test will affect how you perform. You can be good in English, but if you don't say anything during the speaking test, what's the point? Correct or not? Okay. What we must do if we don't understand the question, can we just answer by guessing? Yep. Guess. Okay, if it's wrong, just now, in this tip, you admit that your answer might be wrong. So if you guess and you guess it wrong, your what do we call that? Your assessor will be like, Yeah lah, the question is difficult. But if let's say you guess it right, the assessor or interlocutor will be like so happy. Oh, just now, he's not an expert in this, but he did so well.
Yeah, there was the word cultivate just now, right? I think it
Yeah.
was yesterday. Yeah, and then some students were not confident to try and answer it because of that particular word. But yeah, many of them did very well. I think in my school there was just like one pairs who did not manage to answer because of the word cultivate. But still,
Mm,
it's okay because it's K-BAT question. It's additional
yeah.
question to see whether or not you'll get 6 mark like that.
So I guess that's it from me. It's already 9:30. Thank you very much, everyone. If you have any other question, please write in the comment section before we end this. Next session with the English language panel will be on reading. Reading paper, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so I really hope that as a panel, we have already discussed what we want to share with the SPM candidates this year. So I really hope that for every single session with the English language panel, you make it a point to attend the live classes, okay, and utilize the strategies that will be shared by other teachers, okay. So yeah, thank you, Jamie.
Oh, thank you, Teacher Fai, for joining us
Thank you,
tonight.
Pak.
Right.
Okay. Bye,
Thank you, everyone.
everyone.
Bye.